Hey, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video I'm doing a review of the Lisa Maj Doc Grid notebooks. So disclaimer, I did receive a copy of these notebooks for free in exchange for this review, but I really wanted them anyway because they have really nice bright white paper and they are made in Australia. So if you're Australian like I am, you know how hard it is to find nice Doc Grid notebooks because most of them are from the US. So anyway, let's have a look. So there are two styles. You've got the wire bound and then the stitch bind. So this is kind of like a large traveler size notebook. It's a bit wider. They normally end there. So I personally prefer the wider page size because then you can do 2-column lists. And the stitch binding does lay flat. If I show you, sorry, a bit awkward with one hand, but they do lay flat. Obviously the inside pages always do, but if I flick to a couple of other pages, you'll see that it's still laying flat. So really good, nice bright white paper, as you can see. If I just zoom in there. So that is the stitched bound one. They have different cover options to choose from. I really liked this blue with the flowers on it. And then this one here is the wire bound one. So if you prefer, like I do, more of the traditional style where you can lay it completely flat without any stitch binding and fold it back on itself as well, then this one is my favorite. So I like this style, but I prefer this cover. And again, bright white paper. One thing to note though, there's no index pages or page numbers or anything like that, no built-in bookmarks. So it's a very back to basics Doc Grid notebook. If you don't want any of that extra stuff, then this could be a good option. As you can see, lots of bright white paper. As for the Dot Grid spacing, if I just grab my ruler, it is, I don't know if you can see that, it's 5mm, which is pretty typical for Doc Grid notebooks. And for the page size, it's around about A5 page size. If I just grab my ruler and show you. So it's approximately about 6 inches wide by about 8.5 inches high. And then the sewn bound one, or stitch binding, is about the same. As you can see, they're about the same width and size. So really the only difference is just the binding style, because you get the same bright white pages for both of them. And the other thing that I just wanted to point out that I thought was a nice little extra was this little sheet that she's included, which tells you which pens work well and which ones maybe to avoid. So I will be doing a pen test on this paper. I'll have a link to the blog post where I'll have that photo in the description box below. I do have most of these pens already, so I will try and use some different pens that are not on this list, just to, I guess, expand the list a bit more. But they do have the usuals like the Pilot Poplar, the highlighters, if you want pens, brush markers. It's a pretty extensive list, and it's the first company that I have seen that has actually included a list with their notebook. So really, really like it. We'll definitely be keeping this on hand. So that is it for this review. Some simple bright white paper, little Doc Grid notebooks. I'll include the link below if you are interested, as well as the link to that pen test. Don't forget to subscribe. I usually post a couple of planner review or bullet journal reviews each week, and the subscribe button is below.